Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome to episode 52 of the Let's Play series here down on Court Farms Country Park. So I hope you're all doing very well and having a lovely day. Yep, we are in the same game day pretty much as the last episode, where the last episode left off from. It's still, it's 1:30 in the afternoon in the month of November. We still have the silage bale contract over in field 107 to complete, or to start, let alone complete. But I thought I'd make use of the afternoon that we've got here instead of fast forwarding into December, which I am looking forward to because December is the optimum selling time for the couple of crops that we have in our silo. We have over here, we've got canola, linseed and wheat. Now I am going to be keeping, as I usually do, I'll be keeping a few thousand litres of the wheat back to keep the chickens fed. But the canola and the linseed and a big chunk of the wheat we're going to fire off to the sell points and make a few quid hopefully. That's the plan anyway. But as I said initially, we're going to crack on with the silage bale contract and get that completed and hopefully make a few quid from that. The contract itself is paying, it's not too bad actually, it's quite a reasonable one, just over 16.5 grand. So obviously we may well make a few quid on top of that from any leftover bales of silage. So that's all good. Now another minor change that I've made in the game since the last episode is the telehandler. Now, a couple of days ago, I got a notification from the Elite Farming's Discord. Hello, mate, if you're watching. He has very kindly made some lovely updates to his Richard Weston SF trailer pack. And obviously having one of those on the farm here, I had to make sure that that was updated. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly the bits and bobs that he has updated. I think I seem to remember him saying that he'd made some alterations to the width of them. And to be honest, it does look ever so slightly wider. Obviously working perfectly. I think he made some alterations to the collisions of it as well. Forgive me, there may well have been a few other bits and bobs that he's done. But either way, brilliant. Love these mods. Love this trailer pack. So yeah, I updated that. And whilst I was perusing Discord, I found Mark Thor's Scroft edit of the telehandler. Those of you who are familiar with Scroft's Farmhand series, way back when in the early days of Calmsden, Mr. Mark Thor did very kindly do some updates or some tweaks to this thing for Scroft, and he turned it into a four-wheel steer telehandler. So now, and it is something that was bugging me about this thing. It was just a bit annoying because with it being rear-wheel steer, obviously the turning circle was quite wide, whereas now we have this four-wheel steer thing. So now it's just so much easier to whiz around the farm and get in and out of tight places and stuff. So I haven't gained or lost any money from it at all. So I just essentially I sold the old one, bought this one, and made sure that the money added up from where we left off in the last episode. And I have just we're about 500 quid better off now anyway, because we had two too many bulls than we require in our pen, so I just sold 2 bulls. So yeah, that's all good. So yeah, as I say, we're going to crack on with the silage bale contract for a bit of variation. I figured I'd try the Massey with the mower and the rower today, and obviously the deer with the baler. And we're obviously going to have to, I'd imagine, because of the order in which things will go, I'll run the Massey at the end with the bale pickerer upperer trailer, the bale loader, this one here, and we'll get them taken to the sell point, which I need to actually look at, which is the sell point. Farmers Market Bales. Farmers Market Bales, whereabouts is that on the map? Up the top here, there we go. Is that the one? Farmers Market Bales, right, okay. So it's going to be a bit of a trek, but hey ho, it is what it is. Right, so let's crack on. This thing does seem to cope with everything just fine, but when I added the when I attached the mower to the front of the Massey just to get things set up before, it was a little bit light on its back wheels with the weight of this thing. I'm sure it will cope just fine in the field, but as I say, I just wanted to, with me doing a cinematic mowing and rowing and baling in the last episode, having the machines the other way around, the John Deere on this pair of machines and the this Massey on the baler, I figured I'd just swap them around for a bit of a change. Oh, goodness me. Right, so I'm going to get ourselves into the field. I'll see you down there. in a few moments. Right, here we are. Just wait for this truck to pass, and hopefully we should be able to swing out quite wide and get ourselves neatly into here, which is quite a tight entrance. Oh yeah, we've made that one just fine. So we shall pop this to the right over here, out the way for now, to let the Massey do its thing. There we go. That should be nicely out the way, I think. Yes, that's perfect. Right, so as always, you know the score. I'll pop this into a bit of a cinematic. And I shall see you all in a wee while when the job's done, and hopefully our bank account is a little bit better than what it is at the minute. So, see you in a bit.
Let me know, do you feel me too? Let it show, babe, I'm into you. We've been on and off, in and out, up and down, too many times.
Well, that wasn't bad at all. We have made from that contract more than what the contract is paying. We got, including the environmental score award, of course, which I always include in the total because it's valid money, 19,237 quid. And the contract is paying, I think, just under 17, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 16,549. So, boom. There we go. Where are we at now? 97,493. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Right. Job done. Let's get back home. And I think I'm going to call it here for today. And we're going to go to sleep. Obviously wake up tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings. So I'll see you in the morning. Morning all. Welcome to a particularly cold and dark December's morning. But plenty to do. First things first, we need to stock up the cows with their straw. They're alright for food. They've got enough for now. Just over half their trough load. So we'll top them up with some straw. Get to the workshop here and grab a tractor. There we go. We'll have the Massey for this one, I feel. So we'll top these guys up with straw. It is obviously sell time for a few of the bits and bobs that we have in the silo for our linseed and our canola. I need to have a look at the where we need to take those particular crops. But needless to say, it's sell time. Let's stick some of these lights on, shall we? Yeah. So there's that. And I have also taken on a fertilizing contract. Over in field, in fact, let me just remind myself, I think it's field, it's there if I bring up the menu, isn't it? Field 34. It's a field that I think we did a harvest in. I think, have I worked in field 34? I'm not sure if I have, actually, thinking about it. No, I don't believe I have. Well, let's turn on that. Yeah, it's a field we haven't worked in before, so that'd be nice. Bit of a change. Let's get some lights on, shall we? I think I might jump out into this view just so I can see what I'm doing. And I have actually just had to amend these two telehandler attachments to accept this new telehandler, because previously the old one, even though it was a telehandler, you had to use front loader spec equipment, whereas this Mark Thor has now correctly amended it to take a telehandler tool, so the bale fork and the pallet fork I have to spec properly for a telehandler. Right, this is either going to work or go horribly wrong. Come on. Why aren't you letting go? There we go. It's better. No. This is going to go wrong. I should be. There we go. Right, pick the top one up. Sorry, just looking around with buttons then. Right, there we go. That'll do. Let's get this thing tidied away. There we go. Right. So, anyway, forgive me, yeah, can't do two things at once, me, can I? We've got a plethora of straw around here to deal with. We need to get this lot taken over to the woolen mill and get that transferred into fabric and sent over to the tailor shop. I still haven't had a message in the top right to say that there's no more spaces to store clothes over at the tailor shop, but we are, as you know, they are full. There's 6 sat there, so I do need to get them at least just shifted out the way so more can be produced. So yeah, we need to shift that wool. I'm pretty sure we have a handful of honey pallets as well to get sold. Yep, we've got a few there. In fact, I need to go and check on the eggs at the chickens actually as well. Let's go see what they've been producing. Probably not very much. I never get more than this really. What we got there? 288 pieces of eggs. we may well do that as well. Have a bit of a pilgrimage to one of the sell points to get rid of the whatever lettuces we've got, the honey and the eggs. I think we've got a couple of pallets of bread as well over at the bakery, so we'll load them up and get them sold as well. Get as much money as we can into the bank. We're now sat at a half decent 108,626. We got just under 13k for some milk overnight, and I think we earned about 600 quid from the campsite, which the pattern of that seems particularly strange, because it seems that you get more money in the winter from the campsite than you do in the summer. Whether I'm wrong with that, I'm not too sure, but it seems that way. And in real life, it's like, well, no, you'd get more money in the summer, wouldn't you, in the summer months? Either way, we've got plenty to do, so we're going to get these cows topped up with the straw. I should see them right for today, I think. Go. Nice one. Right, leave that to it. But yeah, we'll wait for this to finish, and then I shall load up the flatbed with our pallets, and I'll meet you down at the sell point and make a few more pounds. Right, that's us all loaded up with every pallet that we have produced in these last few game days, so we're going to head over to the wool mill. We're going to tip all the wool that we've got. We need to pick up a couple of bits of wool from the other sheep pen first. Then we'll drop all the wool off in the wool mill and head over the road to the sell point, see what we can make back from that lot. Now, obviously, as I said before, we've got a fertilising contract that I've taken on. I am going to be using our manure for that fertilising contract. The contract is paying just north of £3,000, so I feel it would be a very wise thing for me to do, to use the manure, as it's free, and that's why I took it on, because it's pretty much easy money. And based on, I know in the last episode I established that the field calculator mod thing is a little bit out numerically from the totals that it tells you that you're going to need for the various products in the fields, but we should have more than enough manure. We've got 18,000 litres currently sat in the manure spreader, and I think there's, I want to say about 50-odd thousand litres in the bunker, I think, at the minute. Plus there's 10,000 in the cow pen that needs mucking out, so we should have more than enough. So, as I said, easy money. But anyway, I shall pick you back up in a few minutes when we've got rid of this wool and we're over at the sell point making a few quid. We're doing alright over at the clothes production at the minute. I've just shifted them out the way so they can carry on spawning, but we've now got 9 pallets of clothes, so the temptation to go, ooh, money, and chuck them on the trailer and sell them is really quite strong here, but I'm going to be good, and I'm going to leave them be for now. We've got our honey and lettuces and a couple of pallets of bread here, and I think there's those few eggs are on there as well. So we're going to run these across the road, even though I think the place might not be open yet. We'll find that out. Let's have a look-see. Yeah. Steady on. I think we should be able to. There we go. Let ourselves in. Thank you very much. Run round here to the sell point. Let's bring the heads-up display up. See what we get. Okay, not too bad. 8,682, I think that adds up to. Oh, it's better than a kick in the teeth, isn't it? I suppose it would have been a lot more had we piled on those pallets of clothes, but anyway, enough of that. Right, so I think first and foremost, as I say, we've got the fertilising contract to do, and we also have a few trailer loads of grain to sell. Now, this time round, I'm not thinking I'm going to put the stuff into the grain mill. We still have a little bit of stuff working away in the grain mill there, producing flour, sending to the bakery, which then gets turned to bread. We only have what I think is a reasonably small amount of grain in the silo, the linseed, a little bit of wheat, and the canola. So yeah, we're going to get that fired over to a sell point now, get a few more pounds in the bank from that, and then we are going to crack on with the fertilizing contract, load up with a bit of manure, and go and make a bit more money. So I'll see you back at the farm as soon as possible. Right, grain selling time. We've got the Richard Weston hooked up to the big John Deere here, so let's pull under the silo spout. Should have it right, I hope, about there. Yeah, okay, so we're going to sell one trailer load of the wheat and keep the balance for the chickens. We're going to be taking the wheat to Talltree's selling point. We're going to be taking the canola to Longmeadow stores, and the linseed is going to the garden centre. Those are the 3 points that are giving best price for all of those. So, we'll get all that done. I shall see you ASAP. Not bad at all, if I don't say so myself. For an hour or so's work from the wheat, we made £9,665. From the canola, we made £19,652, and the linseed, £14,723. So a grand total of £44,040 was made from selling all that grain, and we are now sat at a reasonably generous £161,243. So that's brilliant. And now what that enables me to do is be a relatively good boy and keep in the good books of the bank manager. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to pay off £100,000 of one of our loans. I think we should start with the first one that we had, with the remaining 238,000. So we're going to make a special redemption. 100. No, need to put the mouse cursor in there. £100,000. Yep, done. There we go. So back down to earth with a bump. 61,243 quid. But as I say, we've been good. We've done the right thing. We've paid off a chunk of our loan, or one of them anyway. Which is what we should really do, isn't it? So anyway, now that's done, we're going to crack on. We're going to get back to the farm. We're going to jump in the Massey. We're going to hook up the manure spreader, and we're going to crack on with that contract. So I'll get all that done, and I'll see you when I'm en route to field. Right, we're off to field 34. We've got the manure spreader hooked up, full of manure, of course. Now I'm expecting to have to come back and to the bunker at least a few times to fill up, and it is quite a way away. So we're going to make our way there now and crack on. I've got auto drive and course plate collaborating on this one, so I'm going to throw it into hopefully a half decent cinematic. So I shall see you all ASAP, as always, when the job's finished. Right, here we are, back at the farm. So I'm going to head straight round to the manure bunker and just top up this spreader, ready for next time. I always like to do that, so it just keeps the trailer full and keeps as much out of the bunker as possible for now anyway. There we go, I'll do that, I think, should work about there. There we go. Right, so, let's turn in the contract. 3,273 quid. I know it's not a huge amount of money, don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near as financially beneficial as like the baling contracts that we just done, where we even made more money on the bales, on the extra bales, than we did on the contract itself. Speaking of bales, actually, let me just check on these ones, see how these things are doing. 33%, right? Okay, so the same can be said, no doubt, for the ones over by the wool mill anyway. So that's all good, right? But I think we're pretty much knocking on the door of the end of this episode. I think now, ladies and gentlemen, we've done a bit. We've paid off £100,000 of our loan today, which I'm very happy with. I know I could have very easily frittered it away on, no doubt, completely unnecessary equipment and tools and stuff, and I have also been considering land, you know, taking on another piece of land, parcel of land somewhere nearby. I haven't done much research into the prices of stuff, I haven't really looked, but I think before we start making any more massive investments in the farm, we should really be even remotely sensible and pay off the loans first, because I think we're still, where are we now with our loans? Let's have a look. 349, so we're still, yeah, about 350 grand in debt, but we've paid off a good chunk today. I am very proud of that, I really am. So let's turn that one off for now, I think. Anyway, yes, like I say, I think I'm going to call it here for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed it and found it even remotely fun and interesting. As always, if you're new to the channel, you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel. Giving the video a like if you can, because it goes a really long way to helping the channel grow. And as always, there is a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for buying a DLC, a season pass, an add-on, or even the full game itself, and you fancy helping a content creator out at the same time, I'd be massively appreciative. So thanks for your time, everyone. Take care, and I shall see you in the next episode.